You know, apparently I must be a radical by today's standards because I believe in facts, logic, and wisdom. And I have this old conventional idea that the news media is actually supposed to report the news, not make the news. And is for many countless good reasons that nobody trusts the media anymore. I've seen a lot of radical... They say that to really find out about a person, you test them. You know, you stress it. Kind of like when you test an old car. The experts, what they'll do is they'll push it to the limit. They'll push the engine to, you know, if they took it to the limit and it's still working, it's okay. Right now, people are being pushed to the limit and they're actually showing their true colors. I've seen all sorts of radical nonsense in the media, and I don't believe the media. I never have believed the media. A lot of people, unfortunately, do believe the media. Now, here's a really good one. It was a reporter on CNN just the other day. And there's all these fires burning in the background, these businesses that have been torched to the ground. And in the headline underneath the reporter it said, "Fiery but mostly peaceful protest." Fiery but mostly peaceful. So the reporter's background behind the reporter is just fires raging out of control. But the headline was, "Fiery but mostly peaceful." You know, you could have a giant pot of stew, right? Like a giant one, like they do in the army where you make a bunch of it at one time. And you could stick in a spoonful of poo, yeah? Just like a spoonful of poo, yeah? Throw it in the stew, psh. And you could say, well, it's mostly stew. There's an old saying, it only takes a spoonful of poo to ruin a pot of stew. I don't know if you've ever heard that one before, but... yeah, this is, of course, a fallacy. You know, the media, I've never seen so much lying out of these filthy crooks in my life. I mean, they're always lying to you. They've always got an agenda. What they're doing, however, is they're tearing the countries apart, and it's not just the United States. The Australians are really up in arms because a lot of Australians have been leaving comments and videos. What they tell me is going on, and a bunch of Australians linked me a video to this poor young lady who's walking the streets, and the cops, she wasn't wearing a face diaper. The cops body slam her, and then they pick her up and they throw her against the wall, and he chokes her out, you know, like this, you know, because she wasn't wearing a face diaper. Unbelievable. I wouldn't have been able to contain myself because the people that were filming the cops doing that to that poor chick, you know, if that were me, I would have put down the camera and I would have done stuff. I would have done stuff. Theoretically, hypothetically, yeah. Let's just scrub that one out. Where the heck are the fact checkers at? You know, I see. Twitter, of course, has always been the most vile cesspool on the internet. Yeah, and social media is just rife with people living their own little nutshell. They invite people into their little nutshell, you know, that think like them. Yeah, and they all sit there and agree with each other's nonsense like a fool. You know, yelling at the walls, you know, living in an echo chamber, you know, listening to his own banter. Another thing is that I was linked to video. I'm not going to tell you what video it is. I can't even verbally mention it because there's so many algorithms that listen to what you say. Anyway, it was a great video. It was extremely well done. I won't tell you the title of the video, but you could probably guess. It had 2 parts to it. And I thought, and of course, Facebook is pure evil. You know, I'm only on there to, you know, give people info on various banal stuff. I posted a link to the video, and the first thing that popped up was like these 10 fact checks. This video is mostly false, and it's not. Everything in there has got empirical evidence behind it. It's logical, it's sensible, it's well made. But you have all these. There's a term called Baudelarization. I know you've never heard of it before, but you find it in books on metaphysics and religions, where you look in the footnotes to these scholastic books, and they'll tell you all the stuff that they disagree with. That's where all the juicy stuff is. So you don't actually read the book by these evil people. What you do is you read the footnotes talking about the stuff that they can't stand. When someone tells you that you shouldn't watch this because it's been fact-checked, well, who's fact-checking the fact-checkers, right? You shouldn't watch this. You know exactly what I'm talking about. There's these videos, there's many of them. Yeah, some of them are just not worth watching because they're just wackadoodle nonsense, which of course there's been that out there since forever. But these genuine, hard-hitting, good, really good, newsworthy videos that are worth watching. And if you post a link to it on Facebook or other places like, yeah, that they'll flag it, they'll immediately recognize, they don't want you to watch it. You should always be interested in the stuff that evil media does not want you to watch. Always. He's like, why don't they want me to watch this stuff? What is it about this that, like when I posted that link on Facebook to that video, oh my God, immediately, oh, you shouldn't watch this video, and here's 12 fact checks. And I looked at some of the fact checks, like, okay, maybe there's some validity to some errors in this video. The fact checking stuff was spurious, specious, fallacious, nonsensical, no hardcore evidence. It was pure subjective twaddle and poppycock. I mean, this was not fact. Well, this is wrong because boom, boom, boom. These were not fact checking links to contradict the video at all. You should always be interested, and of course make up your own mind. I don't care what anybody believes in. I don't tell anybody what to do or what to believe in their life. I just don't care. By the way, anybody that's really interested in making you believe something, they are by definition evil. Wisdom is its own reward. When you actually have wisdom and you seek wisdom and you have a modicum of wisdom, you don't go trying converting to other people, make them change their mind. You don't care what people do. You know, you really doesn't. You don't bother me or my home or my business. I don't care what sort of crazy, silly beliefs people have. Nobody with wisdom is ever interested in converting anybody because wisdom is its own reward. Real wisdom never does that. It never does. If people ask, it's like, well, yeah, I can help you, point you to this direction, that direction. This is what you're doing wrong. This is what you believe is nonsensical, illogical, nonsense. That's if they ask, but you don't go out. Anyway, you should always watch what other people tell you. You shouldn't be watching this. And those are always the marker. Unintelligent and evil people always will put up those roadblocks. People trying to crush free speech, they don't want you to say things. People that don't like freedom, people that want power and control over you should never be given power. But the first thing that those people want to do is actually cut off your ability to have free speech and your ability to defend yourself and your family. That's the reason why the First and Second Amendment in the United States are always the #1 things under attack. People that want power should never be given power. That's why all politicians are evil. They absolutely are. The only way to really elect people is you have a true group of disinterested, wise folk, be a dozen or 100, and they pick someone against their will. It's like, we want you to lead because you're the smart. No, I don't want the job. No, I don't want that job. No, you need to do it for the betterment of the people. Unfortunately that circumvents elections and other things, but it always gives you better results. And it's, of course, Plato's answer to the philosopher king. The person doesn't want the job, they're the most qualified, they have no interest in the job. People that want power over others should never be given it, no matter how pure they seem superficially. But that's almost politics, but not really, and I'm definitely not into politics. I'm into facts, logic, and wisdom, and what rings true and what is empirically valid, and also to, I'm not going to get on that tangent, but I've had it up to here with the lying media. The lying media has always been bad, but now they're really showing their true colors. And always search out the truth independent of, everything online. If it's hooked to a coax cable or hooked to a satellite dish and you're paying for, evil people to enter your home and appear on your TV set and lie to you, you're paying good money for people to lie, cheat, and steal and deceive you. Unfortunately, that's what all of us are doing, really. Seek out information, seek out facts, say, this is what I believe, but is it true? It's not. You should always seek to transcend yourself and what your beliefs are. People aren't willing to do that, though. They think they are their belief. I am my belief. This is the reason why all wars and strife goes on in the world, because people think they are their beliefs. You are not your belief. Nobody is their beliefs. You are not anything you think, feel, or believe. That is not who you are. People that, well, you attacked my beliefs. That's the same thing as attacking me. This is how all wars and strife starts. It's a timeless thing. Should have been taught that in school, high school, or college, but none of you were taught that stuff, including me. You have to transcend your beliefs. And the lying media, what they're doing is they're fanning the flames of division, and what they're going to do is they're going to kick off, I can't say it because the algorithms are always listening, they're going to kick off the CIVILWA and the R. They're going to kick that off. I don't want them to kick that off, but they keep fanning polarization and division rather than unity. Then that's what they're going to have. They're just making everybody hate each other, and it's well, there's a lot about. Like I said, you take the worst people in the world and you stick them in a room and you give them free booze and food and all the money they can handle. They're all happy, you know. You can only test people under hard times and tough circumstances. And these are the tough circumstances that people are being tested. The media is showing their true colors. They are fundamentally evil. If they were about reporting the news, last time people really reported the news has been like 1970. Mid-1970s was the last time, you know, genuine, hard-hitting news investigation was done. John Stossel is a good one. Nobody could ever figure out if John Stossel was a lefty or a righty. He followed the facts, he reported the facts, and you know, he made statements based upon extensive investigation. That stuff doesn't exist anymore, unfortunately. The media is always been corrupt, but now they're insanely corrupt because they're showing their true colors. Don't listen to them, you know? Don't listen to them. Stop fanning the flames of division. But you know, me saying that's not going to stop it. It's going to continue to ramp up and ramp up. And I hope it doesn't reach the breaking point, because if it does, then whoa, Nelly. That's going to be a bad time for a lot of people. Anyway, have a good day. The best you can. And to all the настоящие крепкие русские народы out there, увидимся. Huh? I know there's always a few Russian followers watching. Okay, goodbye. Goodbye. And if you like these videos, any support's always kindly welcome, because I don't sell anything, you know, no hats, no shirts, no, you know, no garbage like the rest of these shills do. Okay? Thanks. Goodbye.